We're going to talk a little bit about the class journal. So, class journal is pretty aptly named. Think of it, it's a journal, where you can have this collective, collaborative space for your students. Every student has their own journal in Seesaw, and then there's a whole class journal. So, we're just going to play around with that a little bit. You can see here I've got a little bit of practice for you to do, but I'm going to walk you through how to put things into a journal and just some of the features that we can play around with. So, I am going to go back to Seesaw. I restored my old sandbox class just so you can see some things a little bit later. So if I have multiple classes, I can switch between them over here. If I want to add to a journal, I'm going to come here to the top right with this big green add button. I've got a couple of actions here or options. We're going to talk about activities later. Forget about it for now. I'm going to go to post student work, and I've got all of these different options. So this is going to be worth your time just to play around with, to go into these things in your sandbox class. And what does video do? Ooh, puts a weird looking dude on the screen. What does upload do, right? Just play around with some of these things. That way you can get a feel for what's going on, because you're going to see these features repeated when we get to activities, which is a little bit more robust. So when I select drawing here, I can draw on this. I can add in a text box where I can put all kinds of directions or whatnot. I click off of that, and I can do this. I can like order it around, so I can put, again, play around with some of this stuff. It's pretty cool if you're into that, right? It's kind of a cool little whiteboard. When I am done, I hit over here and I'll see all of my students at the end of this course. You'll see how to add students, but I would see all of my students here, and I can select individual students to see it, or I can just select every single one of my students. Since I only have the one, I can only click on the one. I don't have the button to select all students here, and do that. And then boom, this is dropped in for students to be able to see. They can like it, they can comment on it. This is something that has to do with Seesaw Premium, and we're not really going to get into that in this course, but if you have Seesaw Premium in Cascade, then tagging those posts with skills can be super, super valuable, and we can talk about that in level 2. I can assign this to different folders, which is a great way, almost like pages within a journal, right? So this is just work that students can see and can interact with. Think of them as just like posts or things that students can come back to on a regular basis. So uh, go ahead and play around that a little bit. Your goal here is just to get comfortable creating things and putting them into Seesaw in your sandbox course. You don't have to worry about anybody seeing it or not seeing it. This is just a spot for you to play around with. This is a discussion post, but it's optional this time. If you have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in there. I'll be monitoring that and see if I can help you out with that. Or if you see someone has posted something, feel free to jump in and help out.